Is it on?
It's on.
Is that thing on?
You sure?
All right, here we go. We're measuring now talar inversion and talar eversion. It is so called because there are multiple joints that are contributing to the motion. So we are trying to give a quantitative assessment to something that is kind of a qualitative motion. It's hard to quantify. That's why I'm saying it's qualitative. Turn your foot into inversion. Good. Okay. What directions would you give to your patient if they didn't know what inversion was?
Inward.
Turn your foot and toes inward as far as you can. Excellent. Okay. Now, hold right there. The movement arm is here, the axis is here, and this would be, so crest of the tibia, talocrural joint, and the second metatarsal. But watch what's going on here.
Wait,
Okay? Second metatarsal. Well, I can't really tell. I'll sit down around this. Okay? Dun-dun-dun. There. Okay? You see how I've got my goniometer rotated just a little bit? I'm not actually in the front here. I'm off to the side just a little bit. This is allowing you to get a reasonably accurate measurement of this. She's got about 55 degrees of inversion. Okay? You should have with you your ankle sheet, so you should understand what the normal range is. Was there a normal range given in your book?
For inversion?
Yes.
30 to 35.
Okay. So then what's going on here? Why did we get 55 from Erin?
flexible.
All right. What if we bring her up into a little more, like, not all the way respectful? What if we bring her here and turn her in like this?
It's not as much.
That's right. It's not as much. Here to here. Don't tilt your goniometer. And now her measurement is 33 degrees.
So you want them in dorsiflexion?
So the difference is put them in neutral versus having her in plantar flexion.
Oh.
So measure from a neutral position, turn your foot in.
But isn't this active when you want it to be passive?
Yes,
Neutral.
good point. So we'd have to put her in like this and measure her like this.
So you need help.
So I would need help with this. Okay. So this one, then when we do eversion, same position, we're turning her out. From a neutral position, turn the foot out. What is a normal measurement for eversion?
11 and 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, neutral, turn her into eversion. And the overpressure here would tell you that you have a firm infield, and the same thing for inversion. The thing about inversion is you occasionally will get a hard infield because of the approximation of what?
I thought that was eversion where you'd sometimes get a hard infield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have hard
Either-
for eversion.
Either one of them you
Yeah.
can.
Oh.
I can tell you right now, Marin's foot, right here, this is a firm infield. There's a lot of ligamentous and capsular stretch that's happening when I'm doing inversion like this. So I'm actually not getting, which is something that I might have gotten, the calcaneal and the malleolar sort of blam hitting each other. That might happen. Depends on the person. So firm or hard for both of these. If they have a hard infield, just make sure they have a hard infield on the other foot. I think that if we got another set of hands in here, we wouldn't be able to see it very well on the video. So I'm just going to measure this actively, and you guys are going to do it passively for your homework assignment. Oh wait, I can do it. Look how talented I am. Are you relaxed?
Trying.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
working.
okay. Do you want me to
Can you-
actively give
Yeah, hold it right there. Perfect. Okay, and I've got her at about 14 degrees of eversion. Cool. All right, I started off with the hard ones, and now we'll do the easy ones. And if we have time, I'll go back and measure her injured foot, just because I wanted to see mostly for myself because I'm nosy about what she has. Plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, you can do those in a long sitting and or a prone position. So this is your injured foot. So just bend your knee, put your foot on the table so you're comfortable. Okay. When I go into plantar flexion like this with her, dorsiflexion, what's the limiting structure right here? This is actually your gastroc length test. Then it should start to be starting to sound familiar to you. Let's go ahead and do our, I don't think this will hurt her too bad. We'll ask Mary to do the gastroc length assessment here. Landmarks for measuring plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, and also the hamstring length. Gastroc length test. Shaft of the fibula here. The specific landmark is going to be the fibular head. Okay, right there. So stationary arm, axis here, and then use the fifth metatarsal for your movement arm. These should be landmarks that you've already written down. Oh, sorry. Now, look at this. If I actually have my, there, I slid it down just a little bit. If I actually have my axis at the ankle, I really can't sit this right down on the fifth metatarsal. So the object of this game is for this line here to be parallel with that fifth metatarsal. So this line here is parallel with the fifth metatarsal. I can push her, say when, relax, relax. Okay, does it hurt? Well, I don't want to hurt you. Okay, I would not measure a patient standing over them like this. I just want the camera to pick up what the goniometer is doing and how it's aligned. And I'm going to go ahead and turn myself around now into good mechanics. And the camera may not actually be able to pick up the goniometer. You should be able to do this one by yourself. Okay. And your real task is to make sure this movement arm is parallel to the fifth metatarsal. She is not getting to 90. I'm not pushing her into 90 because I don't want to hurt her. She does have an injury on this foot. So she actually is at a +5 in terms of her gastroc length here, because she can't get there.
So when you read it, it'll say 95 and you put +5?
Put +5, yep. Now, let's have her move this foot out of the way. And I can line my goniometer up on this side for the sit. Okay, so let's measure this foot where we can actually get some push on here. This is, again, the gastroc length test because the knee is extended. Lining my goniometer up on this foot, giving her a good push. Okay, our dear Mary needs to be on a stretching protocol. I'm pushing relatively hard and being generous. I'm going to give her 1 degree. Now that's better. Relax yourself. Is your knee bending or something? What's going on?
Yeah.
Slide back a little bit. Okay. Now you relax. Let me push you. When I'm pushing her, yeah, we're back to that 1 degree. She got mad that it was only 1 degree and she contracted her muscles and wanted to get some more. Yes, she can. Okay, so her anterior tib is pretty powerful and it can push her or pull her rather into 15 degrees. But when I'm just doing it passively, I'm only getting her into about 1 degree. That would serve me to understand this about her. Her gastrocs are tight, anterior tib is strong, so she's functionally able to get the range of motion she needs to walk normally, but she'd probably be well served by doing some stretching here. If I then come back after I put her on a stretching routine and I measure this again, as long as I'm using the same amount of pressure, then it's still a valid measure of hamstring, of gastroc length. You understand what I'm saying? So I would want to use the same pressure the next time I do it. All right, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. I will put her in the long sitting position to measure plantar flexion. My landmarks are exactly what they were. Okay, so actually I'll just measure this one. This one will be interesting, right? Okay, good little shaft on the joint line. Go ahead and point down. Okay, the advantage of doing plantar flexion. Right, I'm going to push you down a little bit. You tell me where to stop. Okay, don't be contracted. You just relax. There we go. Okay. I'm not going any further than that because it's hurting her. Okay. I started at 90. What we know about our goniometer is if you start at 90, you should be reading the red numbers. And I've got her at about 65. That's not too bad. Okay. For passive, I'm going to have you lay on your stomach. Okay. And this is injured foot. Let's see what you got passively. Okay. Bring the foot up, or the knee up. I'm doing it this way to allow gravity to help me move the dorsiflexion.
So this is dorsiflexion.
This is dorsiflexion. So I just did plantar. So plantar flexion measurement and hamstring. Gastroc length, long sitting, and then put her in prone, bend the knee, push her down, same way, no one hurt you. All right. Same landmarks as I was using. Malleolus, fibular head, shaft of the fifth metatarsal. Sorry. Just want to make sure I was reading the numbers right. Yeah, she's missing about 8 degrees of dorsiflexion. And I'm not pushing her any further because it's painful for her. So then on her non-painful foot, let's see what normal would actually look like, sort of normal, because we already know that she's tight. Okay, fast. Just on your foot. Again, I'm getting out of the way for the camera, but this is approximately what the goniometer would look like. So now let me get myself in actual good position. Your eyes should be up at the level of the goniometer. Push your foot down. Goniometer aligned. Breathe. Relax. There we go. That was better, whatever you just did. Okay. Got about 10 degrees of dorsiflexion. And passive range of motion.
If they're missing something, would it be negative, or would it be positive, or would you just write down the number?
Yeah, for dorsiflexion, when is it positive and when is it negative?
Good question. Okay, so 0 in dorsiflexion is 90 degrees. If she can't get there, that's a positive number. There isn't going to, no, sorry. I understand the question.